This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, y'all, a clip from the Joe Budden podcast came across my Twitter page, and I guess it's gone viral. And I found it quite interesting. They were talking about whether or not you would get a prenup. And this black man got a wake up call right there on that show. He's married to a white woman, and I don't know if this man's supposed to be somebody famous or not. I don't know who he is. But he was sitting there with a very intelligent white wife, and he was saying he would never get a prenup. He would never get a prenup. And then said, but she had to have more money than I have, which meant he didn't know how much money she had. And then the discussion came up about whether or not, if she had more money than he did, would she get a prenup? And she said absolutely she would, because she had children from another relationship and he couldn't get her money. And then he sat there and said, well, if I need it, she said, well, I'll be a slave. Now, to me, that was a bad choice of words, but what she was saying was, I'll be a slave. I'll help you work to get what you need, but you're not going to get my kids' money. And he seemed genuinely shocked and embarrassed. He's sitting there with this woman saying he wouldn't get a prenup, but she's saying, I would. So, in other words, I can get your money, but you're not going to get mine. And that's pretty much how those relationships play out. Now, this might come as a surprise, but I absolutely agree with that woman. If you were married before or had a relationship before and you have money set aside for your children, why would you let somebody come in and take your children's money? There were four couples on that podcast. Joe Budden was with a black girlfriend, a wife, or whatever. There was a white couple, and then there was a couple with a black woman and a white man on that podcast. The white couple agreed with her. Now, the other people didn't say anything. Joe Budden, you know how he does it. He kept picking at the situation. But the black guy ended up looking ridiculous. All because he didn't even know what she had. They hadn't even discussed that when she acknowledged that she had money set aside for her children, instead of him saying, oh, yeah, we've talked about this. To me, didn't even know how to think on the spot to say, oh, yeah, we've talked about this and I don't want her money. I wouldn't want her money. Instead, he going to sit up there and say, but if I need it. And what he was saying was, if I need your children's money, you'll give it to me. Now, to me, that's very immature on the part of a grown man. Why would he need her children's money? So that tells you something about how he thinks and his level of maturity. And so again, she had to say, no, you will not get my children's money. See, to me, that's just another sign of a clueless black man. The white couple agreed with her. And really, any thinking person is going to agree with that white woman. Under what circumstance would an able bodied man go into a situation thinking that if this woman has money set aside for her children, and if I need the money, she should give it to me? What kind of thinking is that? And where is that man's mind that he would need this woman's children's money? I'm still asking that question. Why would you need her children's money? What would you do if that woman didn't have that money set aside for her children? What would you do then if you needed the money? The only respectable and responsible way for him to save face and get out of that situation was to say something like, oh, yeah, she has children, and we've already talked about this, and we are building together. I don't need her money, and I definitely don't need her children's money. I'm my own man. I make my own money. That would have been the manly way, in my opinion, to say that, because the only kind of woman that a black man can gaslight in a situation like that is a black woman. Because white people are real clear about not really transferring any wealth to black people. They aren't going to do that. I don't care how much they like you or how much you think you got going for yourself because you got with this white woman and she likes all this stuff that I got going for myself. They don't lose sight of the value of money. They understand money runs this society. And they don't want to be broke and they don't want their children to be broke. You're not going to gaslight a white woman into saying that she's going to give you her money, and definitely not her children's money. And again, I agree with her. And the reason that I say that black women are the only ones that black men can gaslight or finesse or whatever you want to call it into giving them their money is because look at the celebrity black women that have been practically robbed by black men. Sherry Shepherd, Mary J. Blige, Wendy Williams, just to name a few, because they want to be in a relationship with a black man, but the black man doesn't bring much to the table. But they get in with these women, and the next thing you know, the women are handing over massive amounts of money to these men. White women are not going to do that. And that is something that black women can learn from white women. So that black man on that podcast looked weak and silly to me. He gonna sit up there and say, "Well, if I need it," and then she's gonna have to say to him in public, "You still ain't gonna get it," because basically that's what it came down to. You still ain't gonna get my money, even if you need it. I'll help you get out of a tight situation. I'll help you get what you need, but you're not gonna get my children's money. So this is just another situation of a black man in a relationship and doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't even know what's going on in the relationship. He doesn't even know how his wife thinks. Now, this is a very intelligent white woman, very attractive, very intelligent, but see, not playing games. And that's the best kind of person to be in a relationship with, especially if you're going to be in an interracial relationship. You need to be with a person who's going to come forward and come straight with you, not somebody playing tricks behind your back. She clearly is a woman of means. She looks like a well to do woman. So she's clearly got her own stuff together. But what she's saying is, my kids' money is not for you. It's for my children. Now, in my opinion, and I don't mean to be mean about this, but in my opinion, this white woman is more mature and more intelligent than this black man. She clearly likes him because she's married to him, but she's honest. She has her own means, she has her own money, so apparently she didn't marry him for his money, what little he might have. But she's saying that, we're in this relationship together. We start from scratch and we build together. You don't get what I had before because the host of the show kept saying, "Well, what do you mean before?" And she said, "I was married before I got with him." It's just another red flag of a black man being in a relationship where he's not even thinking. He looked clownish. So I will put this I put it in the comment section. You really need to watch the video for yourself to see and then comment on it. Comment on it after you watch the video. Because again, it just looks like another case of a black man going into a relationship because I got me a white woman. I got me a white woman. I got me a Becky. And she, represents well. But he doesn't. That's the point. And he looked kind of ridiculous. But I mean, at least the woman was honest. It's possible that he doesn't know exactly what she has, but he might have a pretty good idea. But now she's put him on notice that whatever she's got, he won't be getting it. I'm going to acknowledge that I admired the way this white woman spoke in her own truth. Now, if a black woman spoke that way, she would be called a feminist or she would be called masculine or who knows what kind of names a black woman would be called. So it was good for me to see a white woman speaking her truth in this manner unapologetically. Watch the video and then comment if you will. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a wonderful day. But go back and watch the video.